Good afternoon and welcome to UMFST International. Today we have the privilege to host two international guests, Professor Cohen and Professor Toru. It's a truly honor to have you both here, so welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Professor Cohen, let's begin with your impressive journeys in the medical field. So your work as a Vice President of the Royal College of Pathologists and Head of Histopathology in the Children's Hospital from Sheffield is highly celebrated. Could you share with us how your career path led to these remarkable roles?
Thank you for that question. I am the Vice President for Learning and Education, and I am convinced that if there is one thing that can save the world, is education. So I have always been committed to education. When I was 17, I was a piano teacher. When I was in medical school, I was an assistant in pathology and also later in medical legal medicine. And then when always have trainees with me and a foreign person who come, I always try to teach them the little or lot that I know in something. So I think it was my commitment to teaching and education and giving without thinking what you receive. I think it's extremely important. It's an honorary position, so you don't get paid. You invest a lot of your own time, but I think it's for a better future.
So your work often focuses on pediatric pathology and sudden infant death. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us more about these subjects?
Yes. Pathology is the study of diseases. And we go from tumors to babies that die. And I was fortunate that I was in the right place at the right time. Because when I moved from Argentina, my country, in 2003, 2004, the law changed. And all the sudden infant death cases or unexplained postmortems cases moved from the forensic to the hospital pediatric pathologist. And from day one, I was involved, and we work in a multidisciplinary team in where we are pediatricians, pathologists, police, coroners, even the family doctors and the teachers of, or nursery teachers of the child. Sudden infant death is the investigation of the cause of death in which we don't know what caused that death. It's the first cause of death in the developed world, and we are elaborating which are the multifactorial causes of death behind sudden infant death. And to me, it's like a puzzle, because we need many ancillary investigations to give to the diagnosis, to reach the diagnosis. At the beginning, 80% in 2004, 80% of these unexplained deaths were sudden infant death, meaning negative postmortem. We don't know what caused death. And now 32%. And this is because of the use of ancillary investigation like metabolic analysis, microbiology, etc. And now we will go even down, I think another 20% when we start doing the whole genome sequencing. So it is a passion, and I am not the only one having this passion, but I am fortunate to have been able to collaborate to this field.
Professor Toru, you are a highly respected figure in Academics University from Antalya. So can you tell us about the turning points in your career, in your life?
Thank you for your nice words. I don't know, but if I'm a really high respectful pattern, but I'm passionate on pathology and also in pediatric and perinatal pathology. It started with when I met Diclehan Orhan in Hacettepe University with the pediatric pathology. And also Akdeniz University invited me to be a faculty member in 2010. And my pediatric pathology journey started. And then she introduced me to IPA course, and I met with Marta and Miguel. And it was a big step for my career. And then everything goes on with the Pediatric Pathology Group and International Pediatric Pathology Association. And another chapter started with you when you visit Turkey, and I understood that yes, I'm following the lines with Marta and Miguel and the other pediatric pathology group, but I think this was the time to give my information to the others. In my university, students know that my door is always open. Also for the Erasmus students from all over the world, the international students, and they are free to come into my room and use my computer and also my microscopy, and they are free for having offering a research to do with us, and I'm usually open them, and I like being with the students and I like giving information, and I start with the trainees also. I think that's the reason, and I'm also training on a master degree on medical education in my university because I'm a daughter of two teachers.
Thank you so much. Actually, how can you stay motivated in such a demanding field of the medicine?
For my students
Yes.
and trainees, I first say that this is a really unique area and many people are not interested, but it's a very important subject to deal with. And as Marta said, the most important part is birth-death ratio all over the world, and preventing the problems is more important than after solving them. We have to prevent the problems, and it will be mortality and morbidity will be lower. That's why I'm really interested in.
Professor Cohen, you've achieved significant recognition, like we said before. How did this recognition impact your work?
It's true, yes, I have achieved recognition. I cannot say that this is because of me. I think this is because of working in a team. I don't think you can get so much if you work alone. So it's important to share with your students. I many times put the students to do a small research, and then they will be the first authors in a paper. With my colleagues from other specialties like pediatricians, neonatologists, obstetricians, gastroenterologists. These are my areas of work usually. So I think it's important. And the other thing is when you get a name, that means you are possibly more respected and you are trusted. And I think to me comes as trust. So I think what I gain, if something, for working so hard for 30 years is being trusted. And I think that to me is amazing.
We are delighted to welcome you to our university. So could you share your initial impressions of our university? Can you tell me
I
more?
can go first.
Yes.
This is my second time. And I went back to England. I met with people from a hospital, and when I met with people from NHS England, that is the National Health System, I told them about how amazing is this university. I am very impressed, first of all, because pathology is a core subject of medicine, the medical school. And there are so many trainees, and each trainee is an assistant professor. Each trainee is doing a PhD, or most of them, and they are part of the staff that teach the students. So they're very much involved in training and in education of medical schools. And if I must say, I told them specifically about how good this university is doing, in my opinion, because in England, pathology is no longer a core subject of medical school. As such, pathology, we don't have visibility. When the foundation's doctors finish their 2 years foundation degree and they have to choose for a training, they don't choose many for pathology because they don't know what is pathology. And then the hospitals are usually separated from the universities, and the number of trainees have reduced almost 25% recently to give more places for medical family doctors. So I think that the crisis of pathology that we are experiencing in the UK is due to that changes that Romania, Târgu Mureș, and the George Palade University are exactly not following. So that's why you are an achiever. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is my sixth time, and I know your university almost for 3 years. I know your university before also with the Erasmus students. I noticed that the students from Târgu Mureș are really brilliant. They are very integrated in the pathology. We are in between. We are not like UK in Turkey, but we are not like you in Romania. I'm really impressed of your doctoral school. Many of you are having PhD, and the pathophysiology is really important, and it's on the core in the education of medical school and training, also in the residency. It's an amazing thing, I think, and you are very open to collaborations, and you are really lucky that your dean and the rector knows the importance of collaborations and the importance of pathology. That's really great, and I think you will be one of the leading universities both in the Romania and also in Europe, I guess. And every year I see your achievements and your improvement, and every year you make a new thing in education. That's really good. I'm really impressed, and I'm with you. I would like to see the better times, and I'm sure that I will see.
Thank you so much for your kind words.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your experiences with us, and it has been an honor to host you, and we hope we will see you again next year.
Thank you.
Thank you. We would like to.
Definitely.
So to our audience today, thank you for joining us to our show, and have a good night.